Hello, and welcome to the first episode of my cabin in the woods ever. I'm pretty excited. I've been thinking about doing this for a couple months now. I went back and forth on the different names and different intros. This is basically all going to be about anything and everything supernatural. It could be aliens, could be Sasquatch, ghosts. We're just gonna watch videos, see what we think about it, and hang out in our PJs, eat some snacks, and just have some fun basically. I usually do this on my own, but I figured it'd be fun to record with you guys, see what you think about it. I do know that Cabin in the Woods is a movie. I've seen the movie and it's really good. I highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Okay, so let's do this. This one is from a channel called Sir Spooks. I will link the video down in the description. Oh, frig. Also, if you have any recommendations on anything spooky to watch, please send it my way. I will watch it. I'm very interested in those kinds of things. I would appreciate that a lot. So, Sir Spooks, today we'll take a look at a mysterious video that was sent to him, which shows an episode of a paranormal investigation show created by a channel that disappeared about 13 years ago, and the subsequent cryptic messages sent by an unknown person to a Twitter account searching for the truth. Let's watch this. I haven't seen any of this, so I'm pretty excited.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at a mysterious video that was sent to me, which shows an episode of a paranormal investigation show created by a channel that disappeared about 13 years ago, and the subsequent cryptic messages sent by an unknown person. I recently received a message from a Twitter account known as Jess is Searching. When she was about 12 years old, she was a big fan of the YouTube channel known as the Paranormal Paranoids. Recently though, she's been looking into their disappearance on the internet and created the account in order to find other fans of the show. On May 20th, 2021, she tweeted, "Starting a new thread for this. But I created this account to ask the internet if anyone remembers the amateur ghost hunting group Paranormal Paranoids that were on YouTube around 2005 to 2008-ish. My friends don't even remember them, so thread." She then goes on to explain how it seemed like they suddenly disappeared. She only recently remembered them when her parents showed up with a box full of stuff from her childhood, containing things such as her old laptop, an old radio, and some pre-2008 era films. The most exciting thing, however, was her laptop. Wondering if it was still in working condition, and wondering what nostalgic things might be on there, she opened it only to find a picture of the Paranormal Paranoids group. She goes on to explain the dynamic of the group, and it's easy to see why a 12-year-old X-Files fan could get hooked by the idea of an amateur ghost hunting show. Jess explains. The group was made up of Riley, Peter, Laura, and David. They just go on adventures to the creepiest places in Ohio, and since I'm also from the Midwest, I felt like I was on the adventure with them. Riley, the blonde one, was basically my idol since she was sort of the leader. Even though Jess only has a few followers on Twitter, someone almost immediately began answering her in her search for information on the group. The user, looking for Para7, replied, "I remember them." Were you a fan too? You could say that. Do you have any theories where they might have gone? It's so hard to find information. No answer. At first, she thought she'd met another fan of the show, but it quickly went in a weird direction.
Yeah, that's creepy.
While they didn't explain further in this Twitter thread, they continually kept answering Jess, sending her cryptic messages at some points, while neglecting to answer on others. What's even weirder is the fact that the user somehow had videos ready, but wouldn't mention where they'd got them from.
So, do you guys think that maybe that user that sent that person the message in video is just those people who saw this thread and were like, "Hey, let's start a hoax and get really popular and all of that," right? What do you think? Like that so far, that's what I think. I think they're just faking this, and the noir person is someone that knows them.
This wasn't the only instance where the mysterious person sent her lost footage, and it soon got to the point where it seemed extremely strange. The stranger seems to be infatuated with one of the group's members, specifically Riley. At one point, Riley's sister, Mia, is mentioned on Twitter. It might be a coincidence, but the day before, the stranger put up a photo of a tree with the markings of an R and an M carved into it. It could indicate that the stranger may personally have known them more than they care to admit on Twitter. How else could they procure these personal pieces of information and memorabilia?
Exactly.
Jess has posted all of the stranger's videos to her YouTube channel, but it seems to be an ongoing thing, so we can't yet know where this all leads. Alongside the mysterious clips, she has also posted a complete episode of the show. She mentions on Twitter that she'd burned old episodes onto CDs, and actually managed to find one in playable condition.
Wow.
This is what it contained.
What if the person who found those CDs is actually the one doing this whole hoax, right? Let's see. Apparently this will give us nightmares. Trigger warning, guys. If you get scared easy, just put your blanket over yourself. Alright?
The paranormal paranoids investigate the world beyond because there are some things we can't explain. But sometimes the mysteries turn out to be a hoax, and other times they're just inside your brain. Peter, Laura, David, Riley. The paranormal paranoids, the paranormal paranoids, the paranormal paranoids.
That intro is amazing. Oh my god.
The video
Here we go.
begins with the group entering a wooded area known as the Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. They're looking for the specific tree where a young woman named Mary Talbot supposedly hung herself in 1994.
I also want to say, before anyone asks or whatever, I don't believe in this kind of stuff, but I want to believe, if you know what I mean. So I'm very skeptic, but some stuff I can't explain. So. That's not nice. You're definitely getting haunted now.
David, do you know where it is?
Really?
David knows things.
I'm glad you guys believe in me.
Here we have mounds of dirt.
You don't
Lots
say.
of it.
As far as I know, the mounds aren't haunted.
Obviously, there's some burial ground around here.
Go digging.
Looks like a video I'd make.
I don't think it's there, Peter.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I literally
I'm not coming
cannot
to
get out of the mud right now. Jesus.
Oh.
Did you lose both your
No.
shoes?
I've had that happen.
They're gone forever now. They belong to
I'm
this
not
place.
saving them, I'm
I don't know
sorry.
if I'm gonna go around. I didn't think I believed in Chris today.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, okay, well, I'm walking on the grass.
Nothing
Come on.
spooky
There
so
you
far.
go. That's one.
I cannot believe it.
To most people, this forest is the same as any, but to the people of Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, who remember what occurred in 1994, These woods hold a sinister story. A young married couple was on a hike when they came across the body of Mary Talbert. This is where it happened. No one ever learned why Mary took her own life. There were plenty of theories, but nothing concrete ever came forward. Many were confused over the public nature of the suicide. This is a popular hiking spot. Lots of passerby come through.
What if she got
She
killed?
must have known that. It was almost as if she wanted to be found.
What if there was a stalker out there and he killed her and got away with it and is still roaming the woods? Okay. Well, maybe too old for that.
Wanted to be seen. Rest in peace, Mary Talbert. David, are you getting shots at the tree?
Great, man. Get the f over here.
Shook me back. Okay.
All right,
ready?
what are we doing?
Smiling, right? Yeah.
Smile?
Yeah.
Okay. Cheese. All right, little silly one.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Obviously.
All right.
Okay.
Charlie's Angels.
Okay.
Charlie's Angels.
I don't know what
Wow,
I'm
this
doing.
is so old.
Fantastic.
There's not. We have the wrong number.
Tree cart, right? Shopping cart?
All right, let's dance and move. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You guys see that in that tree?
Sir, you want my jacket?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You need it.
I don't need a jacket.
The video primarily shows the 4 ghost hunters walking to the spot and walking back again. But after looking through the footage, something strange was found.
Ooh. What? I didn't even notice anything. What is that? Anything else? What the I never even noticed that. Let's go back to the original.
Shopping cart?
All right, let's dance and move.
And let's see.
Shook me back. Okay.
All right,
ready?
what are we doing?
Oh yeah, look at that. It's right there on the right. What the frick? Why would they be so much on the left side though? It's almost like they know something would appear on the right side. Like they're not centered in the camera. Unless it was kind of hard to see the center of the camera. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of suspicious. I feel like this is a hoax. Alright.
And the picture we see of Mary Talbot. We can't say for certain whether it's her, but it would appear that the figure has light hair in approximately the same length as Mary Talbot. The figure is most visible while the group is at the place of her death, doing funny poses in front of the tree. Assuming the figure is Mary Talbot, perhaps you would consider this disrespectful, hence her more visible and intimidating appearance. While further away from the spot, the figure is only visible in short glimpses.
Yeah, see, that just looks like something that was added on top of the film. That doesn't It literally looks like a ghost face.
though seemingly always watching. Evidently, the video itself seems rather credible. The quality of the video, the comically outdated introduction, their hairstyles and clothes all seem to point to the same approximate time period. Furthermore, the shopping cart dance seems to be an appropriate product or trend of the 2000s. But by all means, this could, like anything else, of course be a hoax. The fact that this isn't a standalone video and seems to be an ongoing thing suggests otherwise. Jess the Paranoid is still receiving these weird messages and seemingly private clips of especially Riley, which indicates that this story isn't over yet. Finally, I need you guys to help me solve this mystery. Do any of you remember the Paranormal Paranoids? Do any of you recognize the people in it? If any of you remember these people, please do let me know in the comment section down below. I'll leave the links for her Twitter account and YouTube channel in the description if you want to follow the ongoing story and see for yourself.
Well, that was interesting, but there's a part 2. The reason I'm watching this is because there's a part 2, so let's check it out. Alright, time for part 2, and I think this one is probably better, but at least we got a little bit of background so we can assess how we feel about this.
I'm not safe here. I feel like I'm being watched. There's eyes on me.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at the Paranormal Paranoids, as I want to update you guys on all of the crazy things that have happened since last time.
I heard
A few
something,
weeks
sorry.
ago, I
I
put
get
up a
spooked
video on
easy.
the ongoing case of the Paranormal Paranoids. Multiple comments on the video mentioned that it might be an ARG, which is definitely a theory I'm leaning more
Wait, what's an ARG? Reaction gag? What's an ARG?
towards. We'll be looking more into that later in the video. Since the last time, more clips have been published from the mysterious Twitter account Noir, and Jess the Paranoid has discovered more episodes from the original series. In the last video, we discussed the disappearance of a ghost hunting YouTube crew known as the Paranormal Paranoids. Only one episode of the show was public at that time, which was the Mary Talbot episode, which took place in a supposedly haunted forest, and featured an eerie apparition at the spot where a woman had committed suicide several years prior. Since that video, people have come up with several theories, many of which consist of the possibility of this being an ARG, an alternate reality game. I also believe this could be the case. An ARG uses the real world as a platform to convey a usually highly cryptic and puzzling story, told through multiple media platforms. It uses its audience, you, as a piece of the story, because your response to the story and your theories can ultimately change the course of the plot. Nevertheless, even if this turned out to be an ARG, that doesn't take away from the fact that this is an intriguing and disturbing mystery. So, let's take a look at how this story has evolved since my last video on the subject. Much of the same has been going on Twitter, with the Twitter user Noir sending cryptic tweets to Jess the Paranoid. However, the big question that still lingers is, who is Noir? Figuring out how this mysterious person obtained these very personal pieces of footage is also of importance to solving this puzzle. But before we go deep into theories, let's first check out the most recently discovered episodes of the Paranormal Paranoids. Jess the Paranoid writes on Twitter that she used a toothpaste method for repairing the old CDs that she found in the box of memorabilia, which apparently worked.
Never heard of it.
Following the Mary Talbot video, the next episode is titled Prison Episode and showcases the Paranormal Paranoids as they investigate an unknown prison that looks quite abandoned. Riley provides a vague description of the location's history, simply saying that riots, murders, and alleged hauntings all took place there. Very early on, something creepy happens, but it's something that most people probably didn't notice. At about 3 minutes into the video, letters are scrawled onto a dusty mirror, and at first glance, this isn't all that special. But if you're paying attention, you'll notice that the name Mia is written on it. Mia, of course, being the name of Riley's sister. And if that wasn't enough, only a few seconds later, a strange sound is heard.
Yeah, that mirror thing was planted. I mean, come on, right? Do you think we're stupid?
David, check this out. I got letters. Letters. What was that?
Let's find out.
No.
No.
You can find out.
Relatable. Let's find out.
They come from over here?
No.
What's this?
What do you think is back there? What was that?
I would have died and ran away already. That would scared the frick out of me, because what if it's just, no offense to homeless people, but what if it's a homeless person, right? Or someone messed up on drugs, like, ugh.
It almost sounds like someone knocking on a pipe or some sort of metal plate.
Or something falling.
Later on in the investigation, Riley starts to act quite nervous, as if something else is on her.
Let's play it again.
What's this?
What do you think is back there? What was that?
It almost sounds like someone knocking on a pipe or some sort of metal plate. Later on in the investigation, Riley starts to act quite nervous, as if something else is on her mind. Something is troubling her.
So we're about to enter solitary. This was the original solitary confinement. For a while in the 1930s, they just threw in cots here, and basically let the inmates have the run of this room over here. And then later it was used as overflow.
10 minutes later, a handrail seemingly moves on its own, making some noise. It's unclear afterwards whether it really did move by itself or if they moved it by accident. Only a minute later, Riley suddenly stops and looks scared.
So the girl that was going down the stairs, did you notice she was leaning on the rail? So that's just what it was. She made the rail move. Right, if you check here.
Only a minute later, it moves on its own, making some noise.
There's someone on the stairs.
It's unclear afterwards whether it really did move by itself or if they moved it by accident.
Yeah.
Only a minute later, Riley suddenly stops and looks scared.
Jesus.
What?
Don't you feel that?
No. You feel what?
Cold. Holy shit. What?
Oh yeah, her breath all of a sudden.
What? What?
What the fuck?
She feels cold, and her breath is suddenly visible after she says it, which is probably what the crew reacts to.
But it
It
wasn't.
seems to me that her breath
wasn't cold before. I mean, unless they edit it that way. I mean, it's kind of. That's kind of fucked, actually.
What? Cold. Holy shit. Riley, what?
Huh.
What?
She feels cold, and her breath is suddenly visible after she says it, which is probably what the crew reacts to. It seems to me that her breath was not visible at any other point prior to this moment, making this incident extra creepy.
Yeah, that I can't explain.
The next episode takes place once again in the woods, but this time features a creepy shed with an even creepier backstory.
In the summer of 1982, the body of a 16-year-old boy was found in a shed in these woods. He'd taken a dull razor blade to both of his wrists. The body was already decomposing in the heat by the time they found it. There was no note. Once word got out, local kids started using the shed as a place to drink, smoke, or other stuff, until another body turned up. 17-year-old overdosed on pills, another suicide ruling. For the next few decades, until as recently as 1998, there have been 6 recorded deaths in the shed, all of which were suicides. Since then, locals refer to it simply as the suicide shed.
6 suicides in the same small shed. That certainly sets the stage for a terrifying episode.
Sorry if I'm pausing a lot. Have you guys ever noticed that when, like, in these types of places, how much it attracts negativity and how it makes other people do it? It's almost like if you do believe in a ghost that killed it, that if you believe in a kid that killed himself there and he's roaming around as a ghost, you might be more tempted to go kill yourself there. Does that make sense? Like, that's what I think, right? It attracts negativity, these kinds of places. So it's creepy on its own.
But as it turns out, this is the only episode where there seems to be no paranormal activity caught on video. In the final episode that is currently available, Riley explains the haunted history of the Lincoln Elementary School. She mentions that one morning the school was found completely filthy. It hadn't been cleaned over the weekend. So they went to the janitor's closet for supplies to clean the school before the children arrived. They found the janitor inside the closet. Every bone of his body was broken, and his mop was shoved so far down his throat that the strings were hanging out of his mouth.
What
There
the
was no
fuck?
sign of a struggle or forced entry. She goes on to tell the audience more about the legend of the janitor's supposed death and the mysterious things that happened in its wake. They proceed to enter the building, seemingly without permission. Not much happens to begin with, but it doesn't stay that way for long.
Jesus fuck. Oof.
You just close that, right?
I'm not sleeping tonight.
That was already quite alarming, but the scares don't end there, as you'll soon see.
What was that? Riley, what was that? Riley, don't go out by yourself, Riley. Come on. Chill.
That made me jump too.
I don't know.
Okay. Obviously, probably fake, but still freaking spooky, okay? I need to pause that for a second. I'm all by myself here. It's nighttime. All the lights are off except what you see behind. It's a lot darker here than what you see on screen. I'm a little freaked out. Okay. Let's pause it. What the fuck? It's a good costume.
refusing to believe that it was a real paranormal encounter. David denies this. The two guys are then hyped to have caught such an event on tape. Riley seems especially shook by the incident. Was this figure the ghost of the janitor who supposedly haunts the school? Or was it, like Peter initially suggested, a prank set up by one of the group's members? Already in the very first video shared by the mysterious Noir, Riley mentions that she feels like she has an ability to sense things.
Oh, how did I get interested in ghosts? I got interested in I think I've always been really interested. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I can sense things, but I don't know, maybe everyone does.
It's a continuing theme throughout the videos, and something we'll look more into in a bit. This is most likely the first vlog she's ever done for her channel, and throughout Noir's periodically uploaded videos, we get a deeper insight into the mind and feelings of especially Riley, who seems to be the main focus of it all. Before that, however, we'll have to look more into the people closest to Riley to get a better understanding of the full case. In my last video, we shortly mentioned Riley's sister Mia, but since then, more relevant information has come to light. There's even a video, supposedly a vlog, from their old channel, specifically focusing on their relation to each other, called Riley Talks About Her Sister Mia.
Honestly, she's good. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, she just started, she's been dating this guy, Robert.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
She's dating
cool.
a guy. Wow, okay.
You know, my sister can get boys. You say this
No,
with such surprise.
I just figure she doesn't really get out and meet people too much. So
She
this is
does.
like kind of new
Why
for
do you
her.
think that's not a thing that Mia does?
I don't know. She just, I don't know. I feel like she plays things kind of close to the vest. I can't really tell what's going on with her.
Riley mentions how they've slowly drifted apart a bit since they started the channel. According to Riley, Mia probably wouldn't even have met her new boyfriend if it wasn't for them seeing each other less. What's weird is the fact that even though Mia is mentioned several times throughout the videos, we never actually see her. In one of the vlogs, Riley draws a creepy picture. There's an odd edit where we go from Riley's perspective, filming herself talking about a picture she drew, to suddenly having the perspective of her sister, Mia, instead. We don't see Mia directly though, as she's the one filming.
This is what I've been working on. I don't know, it's she's someone I keep having a dream about, and I don't even know really why I'm sharing it, but I don't know. It was a weird dream. It was I felt like trapped. And I just haven't had a dream like that in a while, but I don't know, I think it helped putting her to paper.
That feels like she's having real feelings. This feels real. I wonder if there's something that was going on in her life and is kind of bringing her down or whatever, right? You can tell that's real.
Hey, Mia. I've been having a dream about this woman. I don't know. You can come see it. You can come closer. What are you doing?
What's odd is the way she operates the camera. She barges into the room, only to then completely ignore the drawing and instead focus directly on Riley in an awkward, almost eerie silence. What's even more strange is that someone edited the two separate clips, Riley's vlog and Mia's odd interruption, into one video. That could easily have been done by the person having the video camera in the end, if we assume that everything was filmed on the same device. Continuing with this specific vlog, Riley draws a creepy picture. we learn more about her thoughts, feelings, and her supposed gift, if you can call it that. Riley shows us a drawing of a disturbing figure that's apparently recurring in her dream. She seems visibly shaken and looks as if she's choking up a bit just talking about it. In the aforementioned video, the first Q&A, she mentions that she feels like she can sense things, and some comments on the various videos discuss whether she might have the sight. In the video, Riley talks about the man in the window. Riley mentions how she's been having weird dreams all the way back to at least when she was 13. Some of the dreams she's been having seems to be coming true. She talks about the recurring dream of the man in the window, that she feels trapped.
Okay. First things first, I have those dreams. I have a lot of nightmares, okay? I've had sleep paralysis, I've had night terrors, like for reals there. I have that recurring dream where there's someone in the mirror watching me. Sorry, not the mirror. The window. And it freaks me the fuck out every time. And I wake up, my heart's beating really fast. And like it's the most terrifying dream ever. I just want to take that out. You know, I just want to let you guys know I 100% relate with her right now. Oof.
And watched. Could this dream be an indication of her own end? In the very latest video, titled Riley's Last Message, she also mentions that she feels unsafe and as if she's being watched, just like in the recurring dream, only to then immediately get a disturbing confirmation on all accounts.
What if someone's playing a freaking prank on her? What if they're all in on the prank and they're just messing with her because she knows she's different? They know that she is different and she believes in that stuff, and for her it's real. That'd be kind of messed up, right? But people did that, and people still do that.
She's trapped in her own home, being stalked by someone or something.
I'm not safe here. I feel like I'm being watched. There's eyes on me. I'm so scared.
Damn, look at that old TV. I used to have one of those. Nope. Oh, I hate that. No. Obviously fake, but still freaking me out, okay? Fucking slide the dresser in front, man. Don't you dare open that door. Don't you dare. Don't. Oh my god. Oh no. had goosebumps. No. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, this part is obviously super fake. Yeah, okay.
Shockingly, everything takes an unexpected turn in this newly uploaded video. What earlier seemed like something that could have potentially be explained by natural means, what with the new information slowly being released, this video functions as a curveball that completely destroys some theories, while creating many new ones. While this video potentially explains the disappearance of Riley, it mostly seems to create many new questions. Who or what was with Riley that night? And how is the mysterious Noir also in possession of this clip? As mentioned earlier, it also somehow seemed like Riley knew something like this was going to happen. She'd sensed it beforehand, and even mentioned it multiple times throughout the different videos. In the video, Riley draws a creepy picture. It's clear to see where she got the inspiration from, her dream of a future event. This isn't the only event that she loosely predicted. In the aforementioned video, Riley talks about the man in the window. She also mentions that she's seen places like the school and prison they've investigated, way before they even went there. Whether it's just a case of extreme deja vu is of course up to debate, but we see glimpses in other videos where she seems unnaturally shocked by the otherwise normal circumstances. An example of this could be the prison episode, where she suddenly stops and gets anxious at seemingly nothing. Maybe she recognized the place from her own dreams. She talks about feeling trapped and watched in multiple videos, which looks to be the way her life possibly ends. It's ironic really that she's always had this dream of the man in the window watching her, only for all of us to continually follow the case through her seemingly private videos.
So, I'm not sleeping tonight. I'm gonna keep looking at the windows. That's number one, because that's a big thing for me. Number two, this is all fake. That's what I think personally there. This is all fake, just very well made. Minus the guy at the end that kind of ruined it. And the animals and the screams, that made it really, really fake. And let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's real? Or do you think some parts are real? Because she's really good. I actually felt like she was super sad in that vlog. I think she's just really good at controlling her emotions. And anyways, let's keep watching.
So
let's see what they think.
A short citation from the video Riley and Peter talk about Shelby Oaks sums it up really well.
Oh, I'm scared of the dark. Let's put me in a dark room. This is like...
Well, if things are...
all, like,
if these things are really attracted to you, then why not catch it on camera? Why not show it to the world? Why not? It's gonna happen regardless.
Wait, I mean, not necessarily.
This specific video is one of the latest and seems to be uploaded against Riley's will. Even though the video Riley and Peter talk about Shelby Oaks is uploaded a couple of days after Riley talks about the man in the window, it seems like the actual footage is from a few minutes earlier in the same conversation. Peter doesn't know about her night terrors yet, and he learns about them in more detail, just as we do.
Every dream just felt like I was trapped, and I think I maybe feel things
That was a cut.
in a way other people don't. I think
Okay.
stuff might be attracted to me, and that's why we're capturing things.
So
I think I could hurt you guys.
Despite Riley's best efforts to explain how she feels, Peter continually insists on going through with their investigations, even though Mia is extremely uncomfortable about it. Peter mentions multiple times how it's their duty, their actual purpose on Earth, to show their revealing footage. The video ends with Peter convincing Riley to take one last trip, the trip to Shelby Oaks, before taking a break from it all. As mentioned before, there's more than one mystery going on at once. There's the main question of how and where the paranormal paranoids went, as they completely disappeared from the internet. But then there's also the question as to who's sharing these otherwise vanished videos. Most clues point towards the people who were actually supposed to be the nearest and dearest friend to the group leader, Riley. There's loosely based evidence to support that the perpetrator could be David, the silent camera guy who most likely edited most of the footage in the first place. It would be an easy assumption to make, the classic trope of the shy guy getting too infatuated with a beautiful girl. As earlier said, however, this is just speculation, and is primarily based on the camera work, specifically the many close-ups of Riley's face, even when the group is discussing other things. Furthermore, it wouldn't be hard to imagine how the camera guy got his hands on all the footage. On the other hand, the perpetrator could just as well be Mia, the, for us at least, faceless mysterious sister who often pops up in discussion. The few things we know about her seems to indicate that the relationship between her and her sister is slowly deteriorating. And why has the mysterious Noir made a conscious decision to not include her in any of the uploaded clips? The only time she's actually been in a clip, she was acting eerily strange. Another suspect could be Peter, the guy who insisted on filming Riley against her wishes. Why was he so adamant about continuing the work when he could clearly see how badly it affected Riley? Why was it absolutely necessary to go to Shelby Oaks? He admitted to actually believing her when she mentioned how she thought she could feel things. So why not take it seriously? All this, just like the others, is of course just speculation. Another clue as to who Noir might be lies in the conscious decision in cutting Riley's song at specific points before uploading it. The video ends very abruptly before what looks like a second verse. The song is about Riley being haunted in the morning and someone else being haunted in the evening. It's possible that the uploader of the video decided to cut it just before some incriminating information may have been brought up in the song. Knowing what we know now from Riley's last message, it doesn't seem that far-fetched to consider the possibility of this song being about a person with lycanthropy. After all, werewolves are specifically known for being haunted by the night. Furthermore, a disturbing discovery was recently made by someone named Yankee White on YouTube that shows something in the window watching Riley.
Oh shit, it looks like a pig head. Oh, like a... Oh shit, I never even noticed that. Oh damn.
When all is said and done, the case only seems to get more convoluted, the more new information gets released, and we're still not sure where this all leads.
So
We're
Wendigo.
only left with more questions than we started with, so it's going to be interesting to see how far and in which direction this rabbit hole will continue to go. And all this seemed to evolve from just one simple question on Twitter. Does anyone remember the paranormal paranoids?
Alright, that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video or made it to the end, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And sweet nightmares.